Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents Rain back up in this. So this video is going to basically be about um, Kamala Harris being a prosecutor, formerly a prosecutor, former prosecutor, but not talking about 44 states marrying children, not talking about Donald Trump passing a law that allows adults to marry children at any age, no minimum age. Not talking about that, and not talking about the age of consent being under 18 in 40 states. Now, see what made me think about making this video specifically about her is because she has a career in law. It's nothing personal. I don't know. This is about her having a career in courts and laws, right? So you would think once she comes to the highest office of the government that she would look to change and overturn all these child laws concerning their sexuality. You would think that she would be in the business of doing that, but you don't see her, do you? You don't see her doing that, right? You would think so. I mean, you would still have that energy going, or that engine running, if you will, to have things in proper discretion, to remove the things that are not just. I'm pretty sure as a prosecutor, she had to deal with pedophile cases, sex trafficking cases, right? So then she's inclined to have a passion, if you will, to bring those type of situations to the courts and therefore bringing those situations to justice. Then why she hasn't showed any concern with 44 states with child marriage? This is the kind I can't make this stuff up. I didn't give her a law. I didn't give her a former occupation in prosecution, bringing people to justice that are sex trafficking and all kind of other things, underage, children in prostitution. She obviously had to deal with all of that. So I'm trying to understand why, if you had, obviously you had a passion for it, obviously you felt that this is where your calling is. So why isn't it continuing? Why isn't it continuing? Is my question. When now you are at the top office and you can't see what needs to be changed there. What I'm starting to see is that these top offices are just maintaining what already is. They have no intentions of really changing much. And you can clearly see that when when you see that this issue is about children and nothing is being done. We're at the third anniversary of Donald Trump passing a law that allows adults to marry children in 20 states, including Kamala Harris's state, California, at any age. Now, I'm sure she has an endearment with California. I know she doesn't prefer Donald Trump. So why isn't she talking about Donald Trump passing a law July 1st, 2019, 3 years ago, that allows adults to marry children at no minimum age, meaning any age? Why isn't she trying to get that off of California, off of her state that she come from as a former prosecutor? These are the questions you need to ask. She's a former prosecutor. We can't make this up. We can't change it. Can't do neither one, right? Why hasn't she showed any interest in changing and overturning 44 states marrying children? Why isn't she at least advocating about it? That's my question. Her and Joe Biden. Why aren't they advocating? Why isn't the Joe Biden administration advocating about changing. You can advocate. You can throw this out there and get the ball rolling about overturning 44 states marrying children. The law that Donald Trump also passed that allows adults to marry children in 20 states at any age. You can start advocating about it. Let's start there. Let's get a start going. Let's get a start going. You can start throwing the sound bites out there about 40 states marrying children and how that needs to be changed. Why can't this be done? Why can't they just throw the sound bites? And that, to me, is what should make you a little spooked. Why these people show no interest, in trying to make the age of consent at 18 in all 50 states, which it has never been, changing the law that Donald Trump made that allows adults to marry children in 20 states at any minimum age, and trying to change 44 states that allows adults to marry children. Why isn't there any interest showed in this by politicians, by a former prosecutor? That's all I want to know. Because you should be inclined to overturn things like this. You should be inclined to do it, right or wrong. Is it far-fetched for you to have been a prosecutor, bringing pedophiles to justice, bringing sex traffickers to justice? Is it far-fetched for you to want to get rid of 44 states marrying children? Is it far-fetched for you to want to overturn a law that Donald Trump passed in July 1st, 2019 that allows adults to marry children at any minimum age? Is it far-fetched, you being a prosecutor, bringing sex traffickers and pedophiles to justice, to bring these laws to closure, to overturn them? All you people out there advocating to overturn Roe versus Wade, people that agree with it or whatever the case may be, both sides, why y'all ain't talking about 44 states marrying children? You got all the love in the world for children. You got a big heart for children. But you're not talking about the age of consent being under 18 in 40 states. You got a heart for children, but you got 44 states marrying children and you ain't saying nothing. The whole country is not saying something. That should make you feel like we're living in a cult country, a cult. A whole cult with no coach, the part of the culture, no entertainers, no politicians talk about 44 states marrying children. With not talking about all the stuff we talk about Donald Trump, but no one, not famous or non-famous, streets or famous neighborhoods, I guess, or where famous people are, I guess you could say. No one in Beverly Hills, no one in the ghettos, no one's talking about 44 states, the law that Donald Trump passed that allows adults to marry children at any minimum age in 20 states in America. That law was just passed a year before COVID, July 1st, 2019. You don't hear nobody in America talk about it. That should spook you. That should creep you out. As is how a whole culture and country is not talking about the law that Donald Trump passed. I don't understand that. And so I'm not picking on anyone. These are the people that are in power. These are the people that you put in power, and you just let them sit there. You just let them sit there. 44 states married children, and the former prosecutor isn't concerned about that, but she's been bringing the likes of people like that to justice. Pedophiles, which will be pedophiles. She's been bringing the likes of people like that to serve their time in prison. She's been serving justice or bringing them to justice. The likes of sex traffickers and everything in between that play with children. She's been bringing them to justice, but she finds no needs to bring 44 states that marry children. She finds no need to get that out of the government, out of the system. She doesn't advocate for none of that. So then, was that just a career move? Do you have a real passion? It's not a hard thing to do, folks. It's not like saying, oh, you have no idea. Who's going to fight against this? Who's going to say something against this? And if I was going to be a president, I would know all the laws. I would make it my business too. So why she ain't saying nothing then? Can you explain that? See, America look real strange right about now. You look real strange. You look real strange right about now, man. You got 44 states married children, and you got famous people sitting up talking about, I love my country, and my country doing so well, and there's no greatest country in the world, or something to that effect. You got all these famous people that is very cultured as far as American culture, right? All these famous people tell you, oh yeah, I've been here, I've been there, I'm flying to New York, I'm flying to Los Angeles, I'm doing all of this and doing all of that. But why then you ain't talking about 44 states with child marriage? Kim Kardashian, if I'm not mistaken, she was supposed to be getting in law, right? She went to school for law, right? Why isn't she talking about 44 states marrying children? And she has all those children. She's seen the culture, she's been everywhere. But she doesn't talk about this. No one talks about this. Kim Kardashian is one of the highest ranking individuals, Americans of the culture. How come she ain't talk about it? They got all those children, and you don't feel the need to talk about 44 states married children. Remind you, she's went to the White House talking about whatever she was talking about. But you're not talking about 44 states married children. You're not talking about the age of consent has never been 18 in all 50 states. You're not talking about Donald Trump just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age, no minimum age in 20 states, including California, where they reside. Okay? So I don't understand how you guys can sit back and watch politicians, famous people, do nothing about and say nothing about laws that the government has passed. This shouldn't be, you shouldn't feel like this is a terrorist attack. You shouldn't feel like I'm some dark lord villain. You shouldn't feel like that. I'm telling you about your laws that your government has made. If anything, you should feel like they're the dark lords. If this was Star Wars, you should feel like they're the Sith. Well, you can't be a hero with 44 states marrying children. Now, can you? You can't juggle hero. You can't juggle hero and juggle 44 states at the same time. I'm sorry. You can't juggle 20 states of marrying children at no minimum age in 20 states. You can't have that in one hand and juggle being a hero in the other hand. You can't do it. So you think America's a hero. You think the government is a hero. You think your community is a hero. Why your community ain't doing nothing about it? Why your community ain't saying nothing about it? All you community watch people. You ain't been watching 44 states marrying children, have you? Yeah, I know. I make you tuck away in your house, don't I? Yeah, you gonna get off the porch and stop looking at me when you got 44 states marrying children. What you on your porch looking around for? When Donald Trump just passed a law, reviewed and passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age. What you on your porch looking at me for? All you community watch people, all nationwide, you know the type. But you haven't really been watching your community, have you? Not overall, you haven't. So it's kind of pathetic. All you community watch people sitting around watching the community, but you don't even know what to see. You don't even know what's in front of you. You don't even know what's literally in front of you. Yeah, your services are no longer needed. Quite frankly, all of your services are no longer needed. Because this is something you can't just say, well, we'll fix it slowly but surely. No. You see how quick they changed them gun laws? That's how quick this needs to change. Well, you had mass shootings in the last couple months? You see how quick he signed that? You see how quick Joe Biden signed something in the law concerning gun laws? Didn't take much time, did it now? Didn't take much time, did it? Okay, so what? Why you got this slowly but surely attitude with this? Is anyone going to oppose you? Are any Republicans or Democrats going to oppose you? Any of the American community going to oppose you? Any of these pro-children people going to oppose you? Then why is it so hard for you to come to do this? There's no one going to say, hey, wait, hold up. I want 44 states marry children. Hey, wait, hold up. Anybody going to protest about keeping it the same? Anybody, politician or non-politician, are going to complain about 44 states being moved out of your country, America. Anybody going to complain about that? So why is it so hard for the likes of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to come to getting it done, getting it overturned? Ask yourself. Anybody going to oppose them? So what's the problem? What's the real problem here? You scared of these people that want it? You scared of these pedophiles, in other words? What are you scared of? Is there someone lurking that you're scared of that will stop you from overturning and getting rid of the law of 44 states marry children? Anybody out there that you're scared of in the darkness, in the shadows? So then what's the problem? And if you don't know it, how can you think a man like me will find you this present administration to be competent? How would I find it to be competent when it doesn't even know 44 states is marrying children? Tell me how, guys. Tell me how. And see, this is why I think the way I think. Now, you questioning me and what I'm doing, this is what I'm on. This is what I'm on. When I see famous people that get into law like Kim Kardashian, but she got kids and she don't know 44 states is married children, she ain't talking about it, but she going to the White House talking about something else. She going to the White House talking about something else though. Same thing with Kanye West. Didn't he go to the White House when Donald Trump was in office? He had the whole blue jumpsuit on with the Make America Great Again hat on, with the MAGA hat on. Then why Kanye West, when he wasting time talking about whatever he was talking about, and he could have been talking about 44 states marrying children, he could have been talking about the age of consent never being under 18, never being at 18 in all 50 states. He could have been talking about that. He could have been talking about presently 40 states allowing adults the age of consent being under 18 in 40 states. He could have been talking about all of that. And how are they still on the side of Donald Trump? All you famous people, how y'all still rocking with him when he passed a law that allows adults to marry children in 20 states at any age? How y'all still rocking with him? Oh, for all you Trump supporters, let's just go ahead and put it out there. How are you still supporting Donald Trump? How are you still supporting him when he just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age, at no minimum age? All you ex-military, all you police, all you FBI, CIA, all you guys who secretly support Trump, right? When he's in a town near you, you go to the rallies. Them type of folks. Now, how can you support Donald Trump when he allows adults to marry children at any age? How you that's what you supporting. And you are so stupid. All you Trump, wild-eyed Trump supporters. Yeah, you know I got to get on you. You still supporting him after July 1st, 2019. Yeah, you did. Because the election was coming up. So all of y'all went and voted. That part. You went and voted in 2019. No, was it 2019? No, you went and voted in 2020, right? A year later, you had a whole year to see this law that he passed. July 1st, 2019. Yeah, it's a hard job, but I got to do it. You had a whole year. Donald Trump passed the law July 1st, 2019. Okay, this is for the smart people. Put your beer down, all you Trump supporters. Put your beer down. July 1st, 2020 would be a year later after Donald Trump passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age in 20 states in America. That's a year later that you had a whole year to go from supporting him to not supporting him. And then you went and you didn't do that and you still voted for him at the end of the year. So after a whole year of him passing this law, you still went and voted for him. In fact, you were part of the people that caused all the problems January 6th. Why were you even there January 6th in 2021 when you know Donald Trump just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at no minimum age in July 1st, 2019. You know he passed this law. You should, yay, this is your man. How do you didn't know he passed a law July 1st, 2019 that allows adults to marry children at any age? How you didn't know that before January 6th with the riots in 2021, last year? So if you had knew this law, here's the punchline. You wouldn't even have been there. I know that went over your head. I'm gonna let that resonate. In other words, America, if Trump supporters had knew that he passed a law July 1st, 2019 that allows adults to marry children in 20 states at any age, he wouldn't have had no supporters and therefore you wouldn't have had a riot at January 6th, 2021. You wouldn't have had a riot if his supporters was educated and not ignorant. He got a whole bunch of bushwhack people. Hey, you got to be bushwhacked. You don't know what laws this man is passing. You should know every law he passed. You should be obsessed with you act like you're obsessed anyway with this man. I don't know what you're seeing him. I don't know what you see in Trump, but you act like you're obsessed with him. So how come if you almost borderline obsessed with Donald Trump, how come you don't know the laws he passing? You should know all the policies, why you support him and his policies. And all the laws he passed, you should be on top of all of that. You should be able to defend him properly by laws and the things that he is doing. Therefore, you would be educated on the things he was doing. So you got people you can't even really take seriously. And what they really want, his Trump supporters, is they really want to resurrect this old racist white America. Ah, man, look at them. I'm not saying all of them, but a great deal of them, because you got to remember, the Trump administration was after the Obama administration, and there was a lot of disgruntled white people waiting for someone to counter the Obama administration as far as race goes. They wanted, therefore, to counter all the black progression in the White House and the influence of blackness in the White House. They wanted it to counter all of that, so they jumped on the bandwagon with Donald Trump. That's why he got such a following. These are the disgruntled people that were mad and hateful during the Obama administration. Hey, you explain it any other way why he got this big following? He ain't doing nothing, ain't saying nothing worth nothing. Has he said anything worth something to you? That part. He's not really saying anything great. Okay, he got a little slang, he got a little slogan. But when you get there, what is he saying? And the bottom line is his supporters didn't even know that he passed a law July 1st, 2019. He reviewed and passed the law July 1st, 2019 that allows adults to marry children at no minimum age, meaning any age of children, in 20 states in America. All the Trump supporters, all you bikers for Trumps and all you in-betweens for Trumps, you should know this. Hey, that's your man. And your man passed a law July 1st, 3 years ago today. Today is July 1st, 2022. Just in case you out of touch and you're in a different world, Cloud 9. It's July 1st, 2022. 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago, Donald Trump reviewed and passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age in your country. While you got all these flags going. Why you got all these flags going? You so proud of this country. Your country just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age. Your country got 44 states with child marriage. Your country got 40 states that has the age of consent under 18. And you got the world record for the lowest age of consent in all modern record keeping history. You're not the present lowest age of consent, but you have the world record as the equivalent of the Guinness World Records of having sex by law with the youngest age of children, 7 years old, that being in the state of Delaware in 1880. That's what you got going on. Why you got your flags all over your car looking ridiculous. Yeah, that flag looks a little ridiculous right about now. I mean, have you seen what's been going on lately? Okay? Okay? So that's where we are. This is where we are. As opposed to where you would like to be in all your ideals. Your man, Donald Trump, sit back. I mean, July 1st, 2019, how deep is that into his presidency? How deep is that into his presidency? Like a couple years, right? Okay, so he had after 2 years, and 2 years plus, he passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age in 20 states. After 2 years being in the White House, I guess you didn't rub off, huh? I guess he didn't, after being around those military men, the 4 branches of the military, I guess he didn't have a sense of integrity and honor. I guess he didn't form a sense of integrity and honor from being around all those military men. I'm sure he was around a lot of military men by 2 years deep in his presidency. I'm pretty sure. But yet, he, after being around all these military men, probably going to millions of dinners and seeing millions of honorable Americans, he still passed a law July 1st, 2019, 3 years ago, that allows adults to marry children at no minimum age in 20 states in America. Yeah. So Kamala Harris, while you're talking about, well, you're not talking about it now, but how you was talking about how Donald Trump had a slow response on COVID, you should also have been talking about, you right there at the debate. You should have talked about July 1st, 2019. Hey, you can't be one track minded. That was 2020. October 2020 was the end. Was the vice presidential debate, right? So then the law was passed the year before, a year before that. So you could have also said and shut him down with July 1st, 2019. Donald Trump allowed adults to marry children at no minimum age, at any age. You could have got him. But see, it puzzles me how you used to be a prosecutor, but you don't know about that. That's not, in other words, you have not contained, either you don't know this information, but you have contained this information, you have not voiced anything about it, which is puzzling to me as a person that brings people to justice, or brings justice to families. It's just surprising to me. It's disappointing. I would think someone that was a prosecutor, having that reality as a prosecutor, would find the need to get rid of these bogus laws that Americans don't need. America don't need these laws, by the way. Okay, America needs 44 states marry children. Do America need the age of consent under 18 in 40 states? Do the Americans need that? Do the Americans need Donald Trump's new law that's only 3 years old that allows adults to marry children at any age? Do we need those laws, those 3 laws? Do we need them? We don't need them, do we? So then, why is it hard for people that is working at laws and passing of laws to find the laws that we don't need and get rid of them? Is that too hard of a task? Is that too hard of a task? Is that like working too hard? Is that too hard of a workload? That's what I'm trying to understand. Is it too hard of a workload? Is that what it is? Hey, you know, most Americans know what it is to work 12-hour shifts, you know, sometimes even 24 hours, a whole day straight. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with that. So you can't stretch your workload or your work hours a little longer and get rid of these laws we don't need. You can't get rid of 44 states married children in your workload, in the hours that you're working. You can't get rid of the age of consent being under 18 in 40 states when you could just make it 18 in all 50 states. You can't do that in your workload. That's too hard for your workload or your work hours. It will make your hours too long. You can't pass the law that you can't get rid of the law that Donald Trump just passed. Like I said, 3 years ago, that allows adults to marry children at any age. July 1st, 2019. It's 3 years later today. Why can't that law be passed? I mean, done away with. Is that too hard for your workload? I'm not trolling. If people think I'm trolling, I'm not trolling. This is real. This is real. You just all did not know this. Okay? So, it's just disappointing. You know, you can't take people seriously. You know, when you see a prosecutor come to the White House and do nothing about 44 states married children,